Welcome back to Locker Room Dads, hosted by myself, Pat O'Donnell, punter for the Green Bay Packers, along with Josh Brinzo, brewery owner and a football fanatic. Today on the show, we have a special guest, Adrian Amos, who played with me in Chicago, and he now is a Green Bay Packer himself. Adrian was a standout at Penn State, who was drafted in 2015 by the Bears. He later signed with the Green Bay Packers in 2019. He's been a game changer ever since he got to Green Bay and in Chicago. But he now is a locker room dad, having two amazing boys. And Adrian, welcome to the show, man. I'm super pumped. We tried to get this going for quite some time. I know we got the season starting up, so you're off day on Tuesday. You're joining us. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for having me on here.
So walk us through off day Tuesday, walking into game week, Minnesota. What's it like being a dad? Like, do you have the kids on your off day, or is your wife nice enough to be like, hey, this is a day where you can get a little massage work, you can do your workout, your recovery. What's it like for you?
I mean, you know how it goes in the NFL. Every day really a work day. So like even on the off day, that's just the day I get the opportunity to go get a massage and stuff like that. But as you know, if you in the house, you have the kids type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? She does do a great job of helping here and there. Like she has them downstairs right now and things like that. Basically she makes it, real easy on me. But for sure, when they see me, it's playtime. So when I'm doing my studying, I do the majority of my studying for the week too on Tuesday. That's my day.
Tuesday?
Yep, on Tuesday, that's when I get my massage and I lock in on a week. That's when I do my own studying before we get the report, before we get what the coaches think. I get my own, thing and I lock in there. And then, like a little bit after this, for the rest of the night, I just go play with them for the rest of the night. So they basically kind of on a similar routine to like me going to work that day and then coming home, and then they got dad the rest of the night.
I love it.
Yeah.
You are a locker room dad.
That's pretty
man.
good Tuesday.
Yeah, you do all your homework and then you play with the kids. I love it, man.
For sure.
Hey, but since Penn State is a headline topic, crazy game. Walk me through what it's like to be a Penn Stater. I want to know because my half of my wife's side is all Penn State, and I've yet to go to a whiteout, and all I keep hearing is you got to go to a whiteout game. And like people don't really understand that, but if you could just talk real quick about that, since we got college football ramped up here too.
Oh man, I mean, it's nothing like Penn State, like Beaver Stadium. I guess you have to walk out of that tunnel to like just see the atmosphere of it, of a whiteout game.
Yeah.
It don't really compare. Like it's nothing I can really compare to in the NFL because I feel like it's been 5 college stadiums that I've been in that are better and louder than any NFL stadium. But a similar stadiums in the NFL might be like Seattle. You remember when we went down there and like what was that 2015? It was first year. Yeah, that was loud. And then like Lambeau get the feel of the stadium and stuff like that. That reminds me a little bit of Happy Valley too. But yeah, it's nothing that really can get that close to really compare to the experience of a whiteout. I know mostly every whiteout when they're in the student section, that first snap, it's usually a timeout every time because they can't really prepare them in practice for how loud that's going to be.
And why do they wear white? Because at home you're normally in a navy, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably because it looks sweet. It just looks sweet. Like that
I mean, it does.
Yeah, all
it's
white.
Iconic.
That all white is just when they get the zombie nation and all that. It looks sweet.
Dude, I love it.
I feel like coming in as an away team, that's got to be the most nerve-wracking thing, seeing the entire crowd set up like that and just screaming.
It's awesome.
For sure. Yeah. No, for sure for the defense. That's some of my biggest memories from like whiteout games and just 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 how loud the crowd get at certain things, like those defensive stands at the end of the game. That's some of the loudest it's been.
Dude, I love it. I got to go, man. I really want to go, but maybe on a bye week or something. But hopefully it's not for some time. I'll keep playing for a little bit. But being this show is about kids, though, I do want you to introduce your kids. You got 2 boys, right? I want you to give us a little lowdown on the 2.
So we got Adrian the third. He's 3. He's going on 4. His birthday in a couple weeks, actually. He turned 4 in a couple weeks. And then we got Amir. He's 2. He doesn't turn 3 until next February. So they pretty much 18 months apart, and
they're gonna be best friends, man.
Man, yeah, they are already now. They, especially since the youngest one, Amir, is starting to grow up a little bit and be able to do more stuff with Dad. I call him Dash. Adrian the third. His nickname Dash. Everybody just calls him Dash. But yeah, he's great. He's in that stage where he think he know everything too, though. So yeah, I can definitely see he got that part from his mother, though. But yeah, he looked pretty athletic. I'm not even going. People talk about their kids, man. He looked like he gonna have some. He gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do something athletic.
All right.
But he loves doing it. He's out there when I'm working out in the off season. He literally wants to be right there all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Whether
awesome.
he does every workout or not, you know what I'm saying? He takes his breaks, but he wants to. He definitely got to be out there.
Dude, I love it. I love the fact that you post that.
Oh
Show
yeah,
a little insight, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's basically in my off season. That this is weird for him that we have to actually go to work, because like in the off season, he comes with me to work out. You know what I'm saying? So he's right out there, underneath me. And now Amir is starting to, follow behind him more. And now he wants to be more, he's still a mama's boy. Like Amir's still a mama's boy, but he's starting to, gradually get over to like, I want to go outside with Dad and Dash. You know what I'm saying? So
All right.
he's starting to, get a little bit older. So I can't wait till both of them. I can just say, go outside in the yard and just play and have peace and quiet. Yeah.
So what age is?
So you've got.
I was gonna
say you've got one past it and one in it. Are the terrible twos a thing? And how bad is it?
Oh no, I think the terrible twos is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't just be like, all right, it's 2. Okay, no, well at least with Dash, he got 2, 3, 4, 5, like, but he's just so it's more of a. He's just so active. So, like, he wants to be outside playing all the time. He wants to play 24/7. And, but he's always been like that. So maybe Amir be a little different, because Amir can sit down. You won't know he there. So, like, he'll sit down and play on his iPad. Dash can't sit on an iPad that long. He gotta get up and get moving.
Do something. So what's the day-to-day like for your wife? Does he go to school? Dash?
So he's basically homeschooled right now for pre-K. So like she does the curriculum. So my wife was a math major in college and master's in public health. So she's a nerd anyway. So she's she's a
she's prepared.
Yeah, she's basically a teacher herself, and she tutored in college as well as when she was in grad school. She was a tutor for college students as well. So, so that's an easy transition for her to teach him and do the curriculum for pre-K and everything like that. And then I'm gonna try to get him in sports so he won't be homeschooled. He can't just be around us all the time. He gonna go crazy.
She should just open it up for the wives on the team, man. She could have a whole school in the basement.
Oh, she right.
Yeah, is Palmer joining?
Man, the way schools are, you can't even get into schools.
For real, that's what we gonna have to make some decisions starting next year about, like, schools and different things like that. It came too fast. I was thinking about it a couple of years ago, and then I was like, man, it's here now. Now we got to start really thinking about, all right, what school they're going to and everything. That time go by fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But your boys will be so far advanced; they'll be ready. You know what I mean? Being homeschooled.
Yeah, for sure. They'll be ready as far as like the books and stuff, but we just gotta get him acclimated to being around a whole bunch of other kids at the same time. You gotta think he getting one-on-one attention, so he knows all this stuff. But it's like, all right, once he gets to school, he gonna be done his work, messing with other kids and stuff like that. We gotta get him used to being with like, all right, I have to be quiet. I can't talk until I raise my hand. Little stuff like that. You don't even think about that kids learn in pre-K and actual school. What I'm saying? That he don't
Yeah.
have to do at home. He can just say, "Ma." You know what I'm saying?
Unless he gets homeschooled his entire life. Like all the school.
Hey, he's right. Hey,
I think that's the hardest part for the kids. Getting there and meeting new people and finding out you're not the center of attention anymore is a tough time.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm glad Palmer, she's only 20 months, but like she only goes 2 days a week starting this week on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like yeah, she was kind of fussy today. Like she didn't want to share her toys. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is why she's here. There's 100% reason why she's here.
She's gonna learn.
Yeah, but stuff like that, you chalk that to being a kid. That's how I am. I'm like,
Yep.
When they do stuff like kids, no kids are really bad. They just kids. Like that's what you do. Like you selfish by nature. Like you're gonna want your toys, your stuff. If that's all you know, you know what I'm saying? It's yours.
No, for sure. But I did want to ask you, because you've been here for a little bit in Green Bay. What's it like raising a family in Green Bay? Because you came in with no kids, right?
No. So Dash was like what? I had him in September of 18. So my last year in Chicago, I was having him during that season. And so
okay, that's right.
He was turning 1 my first year here. Turning
Gotcha.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it like though raising a family in Green Bay? Because a lot of people ask me because they think Green Bay is the smallest place on earth. And I'm like, there's a lot of smaller towns surrounding Green Bay.
They're much smaller towns.
Yeah. Like ask those people what it's like. But I'm playing for the Packers. If you could just talk real quick about that, because I'm sure everyone's like dying to hear, from a starting safety, like what is it like to be a Packer and raise a family here?
It's been good. Green Bay has been great so far. It's it's a small city. It's not a million and one things to do, but there are things to do, especially like when you got a family. Like, no, it's not clubs and stuff like that, but but if you want to do something, there's parks, for the kids. It's bounce house places and
Get Air.
Rec sports.
Yeah. The kids do Get Air. You know that place?
What is it called?
Like a trampoline park.
Oh, like trampoline park. Yeah. It's it's a lot of different places like that. So it's like and then during the season, I don't do much anyway other than family stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's not enough time to do that. So and I'm not really here that often in the off season. So I mean, it's great during the season. It's probably the perfect place to be at during the season. And then in the cold months of February, March, here it's still cold in April, but those months I'm not really here. So, so I avoid the negative 20-degree temperatures.
That's smart.
Late February.
No, yeah, because I was going to ask you, us being both in Chicago, I always ask myself if it would be easier being in a bigger city with the kids or if it would be harder. Because now it's like it's simple. Everything here is super simple, right? It's a 10-minute commute anywhere. You don't have a lot of distractions. You're like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? You going in the city? You doing a restaurant? You going to this? You going to that? But what do you think? You think it's easier or harder to live in a smaller town versus a bigger city?
I think it's easier. I mean, it's easier when stuff close. I like convenience, stuff being close. And then like as far as the Packers in general, they like they big on like families and stuff like that. So they have stuff to accommodate families and little programs for the wives and the kids. And if you ask anybody about anything for your kid needs this or to go to this person or go to this doctor, like they have it right now. So it's that part of it has been easy. It's made it easy. Yeah, it's great. I can't see it being somewhere else because like in Chicago, I didn't feel the same way with
Right.
a lot of that stuff. But also, I'm from a city, but I feel like at heart, like I'm more of a country boy. Like I'm from a city, but like I had family in the South or that lived in the county, the country, stuff like that. So it's like being here, like I like the quiet. I like trees and nature and stuff like that.
Got a lot of them here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially for my boys, like I love them just to be outside. You know what I'm saying? So I like being able to be outside and things like that. So I like space and different things like that. So it's good living in a city like this.
I would say you're like describing a community, right? The feel of a community
Yeah,
here.
that's what it sounds like.
It's so much different. It's hard to like explain to people unless you actually come because you really don't have anything else. Like, because I wasn't used to coaches doing things with players in the sense of a social gathering or whatnot, because it was different in Chicago. Everyone was kind of separate. Everyone had their pockets of people or whatnot. But I think that's like the biggest difference here. It's really cool to see. But since Josh here is about to have a boy, I just had a boy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
Thank you.
here because we had a conversation yesterday with my wife Shelby, and she might want to go for 3. And I'm thinking like,
Ooh, okay.
You're okay right now, right? Boy, girl, like all American family, right? Like what else do you want? So she said, oh, they need a sibling. And I was going to ask you if you were going to go for 3 one day, or if you guys are done with 2 boys.
Yeah, I do want a girl. I do want a girl, and
I love that.
So
all right.
I do want one girl, and
rep that girl.
But we gonna see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to press it. You press it too hard, and you don't get that girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to press it too hard, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that for sure. And
she's gonna have 2 bodyguards.
Then after that we done. But if it comes out a boy, we're just gonna have 3 boys. But then we done. Like it's no more. But
that's smart.
You know what I'm saying? Or no more kids. Just get a dog. You know, get a dog or 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then, but
that works too.
All I know is, you know what I'm saying, that I'm not picking up no mess from a dog though. That's it. I change diapers, but I don't want to be following the dog around picking up.
Dogs are different.
That would be Dash's job for sure. Dash has to go pick up all the mess.
Man, isn't it different though when people are like, how do you change diapers that don't have kids? And you're like, I can't explain it, but I don't mind like picking up after my kid if it's my kid's.
It's not that bad.
Like like it's different.
Yeah, I don't mind like people say stuff to me all the time. Even my wife, like I'm not like when I change a diaper, like the big like it's baby, like it's my baby's poop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
you're like whatever.
I mean, like it's whatever. I know what they eat, and they're only drinking milk.
That's right.
So
I was worried about that when I first had a kid, and then like after we had our daughter, I was like, oh, actually, I don't know why I was worried. This is super easy. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean the breast milk is insane though. Right now with Tate, 3 weeks old, it literally drinks, and then all of a sudden I hear like a shotgun. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, that is not
like that quick, man.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's still bad. I'm not saying that it's all peaches and you know what I'm saying, flowers, rainbows, whatever. But you know what I'm saying, it's not. It doesn't make me gag. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like
yeah, you're a football player, man.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, nothing faze you.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But talking about football in Green Bay and Penn State, is it your dream one day to have the boys follow in your footsteps, or are you going to be that dad that's like, yeah, you know what, you can, be in the band, you can do drama club? How are you going to do?
I used to say all the time like that I wasn't even going to let them play football. Like that was I was like, especially not early on, just because of just like why have like he doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like
right away.
I've made
Totally.
enough money for him to be good. Like his accounts are are ready already. You know what I'm saying? Like they're fine. So like ramming your head into somebody, I don't think it's a good idea. But as they getting older and seeing how he follows everything I do, it's gonna be very hard for me to be like, no, you can't play. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, and then I start thinking about myself. I said, if I had to do it all over again, would I had not play football? No, I'm a play. I would play again. You know what I'm saying? I would still play.
Right.
So it's like, I still say I'm gonna make him wait until he's not gonna play as young as I played. I started at 5 right away, tackle football. But like,
Man.
if like I'm gonna make him wait until at least what I'm saying, at least a little bit older, at least 9, 10. Unless they have more flag leagues out here, then I'll let him play that.
Right.
But other than that, basketball, soccer, he do soccer right now. So yeah, I let him do all that. But I can't see myself letting him go out there and tackle people at 7, 8. Because if you anything like me, I was trying to take everybody's head off at 8 years old. Like I was running, and back then they didn't teach you like, all right, get your head to the side, get your and stuff like that. They was just saying, don't put your head down and try to knock his head off. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, we'll see. Unless I'm the coach, like I would have to be his exact coach. I'm gonna see how I'm teaching him how to do this and do that. So we'll see.
I like that.
I think
that's great, though.
That's a great goal, though, to be able to teach your son like the actual art of football. Because you've had so many coaches in the past, and like, how cool is it to actually coach your son? Growing up all the way through college and now the NFL. I think that's really cool if you're able to do that. But when you drive past the stadium, I don't know why this just sparked in my head. Like, do they realize that's where Dada works? Like they say that's.
Yeah, especially Dash. Dash knows full out now. Like he understands what's work. Like he wants to come. He like, can I go to work with you? Like stuff like that. So he fully understands what's going on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He know what's good, what's bad, but like, he don't fully like understand football per se, right. But like he knows exactly, what's going on when I got a game like that I'm going to play and stuff like that. So
love it, man.
He's going to be ready to put in the grind with you, man. He's going to be hitting the weight room. He's ready.
Man, you got to see his Instagram. He was running routes and doing drills and stuff. Adrian's nickname is Smash, Josh. I don't know if you know that. For all the people out there.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he probably doesn't want his son playing football right away. Definitely in the genetics.
Listen, it's fair, though, to feel like football at such a young age, like tackle football especially, is kind of tough for a kid.
Right.
But, I mean, if you're waiting for him to get older, what better coach than someone who's gone from a collegiate level to a professional level and to pass down all that knowledge? I mean, even if they're starting later, they're getting a head start.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
No, well said, Josh. I do want to go there, Josh, where we talk about game day, because our game day is approaching. But we're going to go the other direction for game day. When your wife was in the hospital, when the boys were about to pop out, what was it like for you? Were you like super nervous for dads that are about to have kids, or were you super calm? You were the calming force that day, or were you just frantic and she was the calm in the storm?
So the first one, it was some nerves, but I was calm. I wasn't like panicking, nothing like that. We got there. It was pretty quick. I remember because it was a Thursday night football game on. It was the Bucks and the Steelers. I remember because we was watching it. We was watching it as it was happening. So we got in there. We didn't know what to expect, but then it was time to go because it was a quick, a quick labor. So it was like, all right, and now it's time to go. I watched the whole thing, looked at watched the whole thing, and then I went to cut the umbilical cord, made sure she was fine. Saw my son, whatever. Went to the bathroom, threw up. went to the bathroom, threw up, and it was just a one
Oh my
time throw,
gosh.
just like it was just like a flat, like right, and they gave me the bowl, and I threw up. But right before we left to go to the hospital, I ate a whole bowl of Chipotle. So it's like, so right before we went, so my stomach was already bothering me a little bit. So then you add the nerves and everything that was going on. It was just like, all right, I threw up. Then the funny thing, the doctors were in there with me. They said, "You look pale," and then I was like, "I'm good. Go make sure you know what I'm saying. She all right and all that." But yeah, that was it. Then the second one, it was just like it was another quick one, but it was less of the nerves and stuff like that. But I don't think I was nervous.
Yeah.
I had younger siblings that you know, I didn't like. I wasn't their parent, but like I felt, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I had. So I have a sister that's 10 years younger than me, and another sister. Well, I have three sisters, but like the one that was 10 years younger than me, and the sister that's how many years? Bad at math. Whatever. She's a good 15 years younger than me. But like, those are like growing up in the house. Those are my younger siblings, like my kids type thing. So I felt like I was ready. I didn't know everything, but you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was ready to have kids of my own, and my mother don't have to keep telling me that they're not my kids. Now I got this is my son now. I like saying that now. This is my son. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there was both different experiences for sure. It was a lot easier the second time.
Yeah.
How'd you feel when you left the first time? Because leaving the hospital is like kind of scary. I mean, you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah, my wife was a little like more nervous than I was. Well, she showed more nervous than I was. You know what I'm saying? Me, like even when I'm nervous, you're not going to know I'm nervous. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm calm. I'm always a never too high, never too low type person. That's just how I am all the time. So like, but yeah, little stuff, but like I was very confident in like handling baby stuff like that. My wife is public health, so she like a to the T type person. When I say to the T type person, like, all right, they got to eat this amount, they got to do this, they got to do that. I grew up in a household where it's like we got old rituals and like, man, just do this, man, just do that. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, we used to go back and forth about that. Well, I didn't go back and forth too much, you know what I'm saying, here and there, but like, it was a lot about that. But I wasn't nervous. I wasn't too nervous about that part. It was, and she made it a lot easier on me because I didn't have to do as much, and I was in season, so like half the day majority of the day I was gone. So when I'm coming home, I'm doing the easy stuff. Hold the baby, burp, you know what I'm saying, burp them, stuff like that. Put my headband on them, take a picture with them, you know what I'm saying, give them a football. You know what I'm saying, playing. So I get to do the fun stuff.
You got the good stuff.
I can do all the fun stuff.
I know. I think our wives hate that when we're gone all day, and then they're like, "How was your day?" If you didn't say anything but great.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, ask me how my day was. No, our wives are great. But I wanted to ask you, being in the hospital, was there one thing that you didn't expect or realize or was ready for your first one? Is there anything? Because I know you had a quick birth, so I can't even ask you if it was a long labor, because I always envision like guys having something in their mind that were like, man, that did not go as expected. Because you know, Josh had one where the umbilical cord, like he had to do a double snip, like he almost like,
oh yeah, man, that didn't even cut,
kind of thing, like he like didn't cut, and you felt like so bad.
I didn't expect. I mean, it was a long way, but I can't say easy because like just seeing everything, I'm like, man, how can their bodies do that type thing? It's like
for sure,
it's like amazing because you in awe at the moment, like God made this be able to do this, like, you know what I'm saying. So you in awe of like, man, I'm really a father. Like that's, you know what I'm saying, that's my kid. Like, and then you think of like, man, if I don't make money, he don't eat type thing. Stuff like that going through your head, like to that extent.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I was like, man, all right, if I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't provide, these people ain't eating. Like it's like a extra notch of like, all right, responsibility and of like, man, I watch what I do, but now I really got to watch what I do. Now I really got to watch what I say. I really got to watch, like, everything I do is going to fall back on this kid. So, like, I feel like I put pressure on myself. Whether it's 100% warranted or not, you put that pressure on yourself to, like, all right, now I'm a dad. Now it's like, all right, everything is magnified more because I got somebody that whatever I do, this is affecting. You know what I'm saying? I have to think about that when I'm making my decisions.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, they're going to want to copy you.
Copy you. I think it just validates, though, like what we do in the locker room. Some of the days you're like, man, I do not want to be here. I do not want to do this. During the season when things and times get tough, I think you just think about them and you just think about all the stuff that you're trying to provide for them, which is awesome. And I think that goes for people just out there that are trying to provide for their kids on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just adds another motivation to like what we do on a daily basis. No, that's awesome, man. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Another fun thing, we'll keep it a little more lighthearted, is any gadgets or things that you've got from baby registries or things like on Amazon that help the kids out that you're like, man, I cannot live without
sleep aids.
This gadget toy. Josh is a snoo guy. I just saw that you can.
That's right.
Put the kid face down because baby Tate, the 3-week-old, loves to sleep on his stomach. And the snoo, like you ride it like
stomach sleeper.
Yeah, like it's like a machine. It like ride. You know what I mean? It's so. Yeah. I didn't know if you had anything that you would like to share to the people out there in the household.
See, they're a little bit different. Like when Dash was younger, I remember he used to like to swing a lot. He used to get in the swing at that time for sure. He had to get in that swing and be rocked to sleep. I'm trying to think about gadgets now. I'm acting like I'm so far removed from them being babies, but
let me ask you this: what car seat do you guys have? Do you have like a cool car seat? Because I think car seats are one of the hardest things. I was going to ask you.
Oh, there's a million of them.
Greco. What's the?
Yeah,
Greco. I think it's that. It changes, and then you can change it into a booster after a while, or something like that. It's like the 3-in-1 type thing.
Multi-use.
Yeah. So, and we never used strollers that much because you got to think I got 2 COVID babies basically. So like, it's not like we was going to the mall with the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like this like the first year that they actually could really be outside because you got to think Dash was 1 until COVID hit, and then Amir was born in the heat of COVID, and then you know what I'm saying. So it's like 2 COVID babies that didn't really go places and do stuff. So they are excited, like we're going to somewhere crazy every time we go out.
It's an adventure every time.
You know why though? You keep saying Corona babies. They're called coronials. Like not
coronials.
They're called coronials. Yeah.
You just made that up, or that's something that's there?
Oh, that's Pat's term. We got to patent that still.
Because I got a coronial. Josh is a coronial, so I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
These kids are not even going to know what happened. They're like, yeah, I grew up in a time where like you had to wear a mask, and I was born, and my dad couldn't have my grandma there. Telling stories.
And not remember none of it.
Right. But you being from Baltimore and you come back and forth from Green Bay, this is one of the last topics we like to touch on before I give Josh the floor for his final question. Do you have any travel tips? How are the boys when they travel? Do you just try to give a device to them and just kind of calm them down? I know that's what we don't like to do the device every single day, but if you got to do it, use it.
Oh, travel time, it's perfect.
See, when it comes to travel, my boys spoiled now, both of them. As far as like so during COVID, I'm usually, I would have never did this before, but COVID made me do it, and then it's just like it made it so much easier. I started flying private, with like so
Yeah.
when we come back and forth from Green Bay to Baltimore, both of them, and then give them both their iPads, and we could. But like Dash, my boy, he's so hyper that he can't sit. Like if we do, I like driving, so I'm a driver. So like when he was in Chicago, when it was like the end of the year, like I would drive home. Like that was my road trip. So I would drive 11 hours
Okay.
home. Like I'm a driving type person. Dash cannot sit through more than an hour in the car. Like, and the seatbelt hurt too much. His straps hurt too much. He got to get up. He got to play. He got to do something. He can't do it. Amir can sit on his iPad, but with that, with Dash, that's what we're trying to get you. I was thinking about getting a Sprinter so that when
Yeah.
we do road trips instead of spending all this money to private flights. Go ahead, get in this Sprinter, and I'll drive all the way down. But with a Sprinter, he can get up and move around. I don't got hair on one.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I love that.
No, that would be pretty sweet to have, though.
That's what the Crosbys have. Well, they got 5 kids, so they have to have.
They went van life. They were forced to do that one.
To do that. But man, I want you to talk in detail though, like how much easier it is to do that than fly commercial, because everyone's like, "Oh, you're professional." I'd like walk them through. People that might not have the experience, like how much easier is it? Because if I had that opportunity, dude, I would do that hands down.
100%.
So I wouldn't recommend doing it because you're going to get hooked on doing it because it is so easy. Like it's effortless. So like you literally like if your flight's at 8, you can show up at 8. If you know what I'm saying. And then when you got kids, but if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't do it though because I feel like I'm really wasting money. You know what I'm saying? But knowing the convenience of it now, like it's like, all right, you drive up, take the car seats out, you get them they put them on a plane for you, park your car, get out, get on the plane, take off. Like
I'm convinced though, private aviation was developed for people that had kids. Like there's no way
it had to have been, man.
Maybe it's easy, but you got to think about it. If you when you fly regular with 2 kids, so we was doing that with Dash at first. The flights that we took, that's at first you got to carry the car seat, and then all the way through the airport. You know what I'm saying? Get the car seat checked. You got to hold the baby if the baby too young to be held. Like you got to get this, you got to get that when you get off. It's just so much more steps as far as, and then crying babies. I don't like hearing other people crying babies, so I know if my baby crying, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm being rude because my baby's crying, screaming and stuff like that when people on the plane. So it's like, all right, then you get the private and you're like, all right, cool. But they can't get used to this. This is too long. I can't have them getting older being like private planes. I didn't even get on regular planes when I was younger. And they got some private jet babies already. This gotta stop. This gotta stop. Soon as
they're balling.
This about to stop. They might be done. I might not do private again. They both old enough. I don't gotta carry this or carry that. They could be fine.
This is my last comment, Josh, before you can ask your final question. But there have been a lot of dads that have said the same thing, and I'm just waiting for it to happen because one guy has a son older, like, you know, he's middle school, and he's asking, why can't we fly on the smaller plane? Like, why do we have to keep flying on, like, the big plane, Dad? Like,
with all the people.
Like, they think it's normal. And then at a certain point, you got to be like, listen, enough's enough. We got to cut the cord on this. Because
I sold the plane.
For sure. And I think that's the fine line of, so say, you know, the majority of the NFL, you wasn't raised in households that was wealthy. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You coming from a place where you knew like you had to work hard and you look around, like when you're younger, you see like, all right, these are my options. Like I was never a person that was told like your only option is football or your only option was this or that you can't amount to nothing. I wasn't told that except by a couple, you know,
People that didn't know what they were talking
bad
about.
people. Yeah. Couple of bad people. Yeah, but I'm not gonna give them the time of day about that part. But like so when you're younger, you be like, all right, I know this pays a lot. You know what I'm saying? To be in an NFL type thing. You already like football. You like, all right, that's my goal. I want to be in the NFL. I want to do this. I want to do that. So like you working so hard to get to that point, like you have a desire because you don't have this, you don't have the cars, you don't have this, you don't have, you know what I'm saying? So like it makes you hungry. How do you teach your son to have that same hunger that you had when he already has everything? Like how do you look for it? Like how do you limit being able to get them? Because you work so hard so they can have everything. You want them to have everything, but now it's like, all right, how do I make them still hungry even though they know they can have anything they want because daddy got it? So you know what I'm saying? So it's the fine line of that, and that's something that I know I'm not going to perfect, but that's something that I'm definitely got to pay, going to pay attention to a lot.
That's awesome.
For sure. So you got to make them have the opportunity to blaze their own trail too. You know what I mean? Make a new name for themselves.
For sure. Like just know that it's hard work. You know what I'm saying? Regardless whether you go be a doctor, you're going to have to strive. Like what's going to, like I've tried to think about if I was rich when I was younger, what would have inspired me to work hard at anything? Like even to be a doctor. Like if I want to be a doctor, like I'm like, what do I need to be a doctor for? I'm already got people work for this. Like what do I need to be a doctor for if I already got what people are working to get? You know what I'm saying? So
100%. No, that's well said, man. That's well said. You just dropping knowledge out here on Locker Room Dads. I love
Seriously.
it. I love it. But Josh, hit him with that final question so we can get back to studying.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pat just had a boy. I got a boy on the way. We've both grown up, well, last 2 years with two girls. My daughter loves Disney, but what is the show or movie or whatever that the boys are into that just is nonstop?
Anything Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles. I think all kids like, what is it called? Coco Melon and all that younger.
Oh, yeah.
They like that. Dash kind of grew out of Coco Melon, but he used to like that. But what I would tell you is the boys, I don't know how y'all girls are, but boys, they're the ones that's going to be trying to do backflips down the steps and stuff like that. Like, test you, like don't touch that. Yeah. They the ones that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a video the other day, like these are boys that it was like a fish. It was like, it got teeth and the boy put the finger on the fish teeth. And the father was like, if you just told me it got teeth, why would you put your finger in there? You know what I'm saying? So that's how boys are. They're gonna test you for sure.
That's gonna be like for the rest of their life too. It's not gonna be like something they grow up.
Yeah. You know man. And they're gonna think.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it, but I'm excited. Yeah.
Gosh,
I can't wait.
Adrian, man, appreciate you taking the time to jump on Locker Room Dads with us. It's been fun.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Best of luck this week in game 1 too.
That's right. Appreciate it. I'm excited, man. I'm back in the locker room with my guy here.
Let's go.
For sure. Let's get it.
But for everyone out there listening, appreciate you listening to my guy Adrian. We drop every Wednesday, so you never know who we're going to have on next on the show. But until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Locker Room Dads is powered by Mantra Labs. After my buddy Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, recommended this amazing new nutrition line to me, as a professional athlete, I had to listen to hear what he had to say. So let me tell you, Mantra Labs is an absolute game changer. For all you dads out there looking to have more energy, better hydration, and better sleep, look no further. Mantra Labs is the stop for you. So we've actually partnered with them, and they provide 25% off everything on their site. So go visit them at gomantralabs.com. Enter Locker Room Dads with no space for 25% checkout